Hey there and welcome to Scandal Steep. The rise and fall of Yellow Kid is one of the most notorious tales in the history of New Orleans hip-hop. His story is a tragic one, wrapped up in success, street life, and unresolved conflicts that led to his untimely death. While Yellow Kid was once on the verge of making it big in the rap game, his life was cut short under mysterious and violent circumstances. This narrative continues to captivate people decades later, as fans and insiders alike debate the truth behind his death, with many pointing fingers at figures like Birdman but with little to no solid evidence to go on. Yellow Kid, born Albert Thomas in 1975, grew up in the tough streets of New Orleans. Like many kids in that environment, he was surrounded by the city's rich musical culture from an early age, which undeniably influenced him. By the early 1990s, Yellow Kid had teamed up with two other rappers, Yafit Jones, better known as Lil Ya, and Reginald Manuel, Tech 9, to form the group UNLV, which stood for Uptown Niggas Living Violent. Their music was a gritty reflection of the reality they lived, blending New Orleans bounce beats with hardcore gangster rap lyrics. It was this raw, unfiltered look at life on the streets that helped them gain a loyal fan base, especially within their hometown. The trio caught the attention of Brian Birdman Williams and his brother, Ronald Slim Williams, who were just starting their record label, Cash Money Records. Birdman and Slim saw potential in UNLV and quickly signed them to their label, making them one of Cash Money's earliest acts. This move not only gave UNLV more visibility but also helped establish Cash Money Records as a force in the southern rap scene. UNLV's debut album, 6th and Baronne, named after a famous intersection in New Orleans, was a local hit. Though it didn't gain traction outside the city, it became one of the hottest things in New Orleans at the time. As their music gained popularity, UNLV continued to release successful albums, including Straight Out the Gutta in 1994 and Mac Melf Callio in 1995. Their music stayed true to what made them popular, hard-hitting, authentic verses about street life, complemented by New Orleans' signature bounce beats. And within the group, Yellow Kid was a standout. His lyrical ability and commanding presence on the mic made him a fan favorite. He had a way with words that captivated listeners, painting vivid pictures of the harsh realities of the streets while also bringing an infectious energy to his performances. Yellow Kid's image added to his appeal. He was known for rolling up in his red Explorer with a mouth full of gold teeth, embodying the very essence of a rising rap star in New Orleans. His charisma and swagger made him one of the most recognizable figures in the local rap scene, and his unique style set him apart from others in the game. However, with fame came friction, and the success that UNLV enjoyed also brought internal struggles. Despite their growing popularity, Yellow Kid and the rest of UNLV began feeling like they weren't being compensated fairly for their contributions to Cash Money Records. They were making hit songs and building up the label's reputation, but their bank accounts weren't reflecting that success. This led to several heated disputes with Birdman and the Cash Money team over money, royalties, and contracts. At one point, UNLV even asked to be let out of their contract, but tensions were rising too high for things to be resolved peacefully. In interviews years later, members of UNLV described their frustration. They felt as though they weren't getting the recognition or financial rewards they deserved, even though they had played a pivotal role in establishing Cash Money's foundation. As Cash Money began signing new acts like the Hot Boys, UNLV started to feel like they were being pushed aside. The label was now focusing its attention on newer talent, which didn't sit well with Yellow Kid and his crew. What really escalated the situation were rumors of a physical altercation between Yellow Kid and Birdman. According to Street Talk, Yellow Kid allegedly pistol-whipped Birdman during an argument over money, and there were even whispers that Yellow Kid shot up Birdman's truck. While there's no definitive proof that these events actually took place, the rumors were enough to create a major rift between UNLV and Cash Money. At the same time, UNLV was also beefing with the Hot Boys, Cash Money's new golden group. The Hot Boys, which included artists like Lil Wayne and Juvenile, were gaining popularity, and UNLV wasn't happy about being overshadowed. One infamous story involves Yellow Kid allegedly showing up at a high school looking for Turk, one of the members of the Hot Boys. Turk was so afraid of Yellow Kid's reputation that he reportedly hid in the hallway until Yellow Kid left. This story highlights just how intense the rivalry had become. Young rappers were literally hiding from Yellow Kid, afraid of what he might do. Then, in 1997, tragedy struck. On April 5th, Yellow Kid was found dead, shot in the head while sitting in his car outside of a club in New Orleans. He was just 22 years old. The promising career of one of New Orleans' brightest young stars was cut short in a matter of seconds. His death sent shockwaves through the city and the hip-hop community. Fans and fellow artists alike were left in disbelief, mourning the loss of someone who had so much potential. In the wake of Yellow Kid's death, rumors began swirling about who was responsible. Many pointed fingers at Birdman, suggesting that the bad blood between him and Yellow Kid had something to do with the murder. The alleged pistol whipping incident, along with the supposed shooting of Birdman's truck, only fueled these suspicions. Adding to the intrigue, Birdman released a song in 2002 titled "What Happened to That Boy," which featured a line that some fans interpreted as a confession: "What happened to that boy? He was talking shish, we put a clap into that boy." Although it's never been confirmed that Birdman was referring to Yellow Kid, the timing and context of the line raised eyebrows. Despite the rumors, Birdman has always denied having anything to do with Yellow Kid's death. Others began speculating that Birdman's half-brother, Taron Gangsta Williams, might have been involved. Gangsta Williams had a reputation for being involved in serious street activity, which led some to believe he may have had a hand in the murder. However, Gangsta Williams also denied any involvement, even going so far as to suggest that people should be looking at Yellow Kid's own circle for answers. Unfortunately, Yellow Kid's murder remains unsolved to this day. The police were never able to bring anyone to justice, and the case has gone cold. The lack of closure has only fueled further speculation, with theories continuing to circulate about what really happened that fateful night in 1997. Yellow Kid's death left a gaping hole in the New Orleans rap scene. He was just getting started, and it's impossible to know how far his talent could have taken him. To this day, fans continue to play UNLV's music, keeping Yellow Kid's legacy alive. His grave in New Orleans has become a place where people go to pay their respects, a somber reminder of the talent and potential that was lost. The story of Yellow Kid is one of both triumph and tragedy. He rose from the rough streets of New Orleans, made a name for himself, and helped shape the early days of Southern rap. Yet, like so many others, he became entangled in the violence and conflicts that so often accompany street life. His death serves as a grim reminder of how quickly things can go wrong, even when you're on the verge of success.